What if I told you that the reason why you're still stuck has very, very little to do with your circumstances and almost everything to do with what you are unwilling to take responsibility for? I don't think that most people are actually afraid of change. I think that they are afraid of taking responsibility for it. And I know that because that was literally me. When I spent years asking, why is this happening to me? When I should have been asking, what is this trying to teach me? Hi guys, I'm Adriana and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to speak about the key ingredient to change that actually no one ever wants to own up to, and how adopting that can change every single aspect of your life for the better and give you exactly what you want, whether it's in relationships, in business, in career, in health, in growth, whatever that is. So without further ado, let's get into it. So the moment I stopped seeing myself as the victim of my life was the moment that my entire life changed. So what I realized was that you cannot change a reality that you refuse to take responsibility for. And I don't mean responsibility in the shame-based, everything is my fault kind of way, but I mean responsibility in the most empowering sense of the word. Because the moment that you take responsibility for something is also the moment that you gain the power to change that something, right? But the moment that you refuse to take responsibility for it is also the moment that you hand your power away. And basically you say to yourself, I can't fix that. I do not have the power for that. This was just given to me. This was just happening to me. I did not bring that to me. And this was just simply happening to me, and I have no power to make it go away. Most people desperately want change, right? They want the relationship, they want the business, they want the confidence, the friendships, the money, the body, the peace. But the thing is that very few people are willing to ask themselves that uncomfortable question that change actually requires from us to ask. Instead, we ask, why is this happening to me? Why do I always attract emotionally unavailable people? Why am I always unlucky? Why does nothing ever work out for me? Why is everyone getting what I want, but I'm not getting what I want? And while I get it, these questions are so understandable when you're going through it. They are also incredibly disempowering, because what is hidden inside of them is that one dangerous assumption that life is simply happening to you, that you are a passive participant in your own reality, that you have no control, no power, and no ability to create a change in that unwanted reality. But what if that's not true? What if the question isn't, why is this happening to me? But instead is like, what is this trying to show me? What is this trying to teach me? What part of me is creating or even contributing to this experience? What beliefs, what fears, what behaviors, or what unconscious patterns are keeping me here? What am I refusing to look at that is keep happening in my life and is keep getting recreated in my life? Because every single time something in your life isn't changing, I want you to understand that that is information that is hiding underneath it. The problem is that most people, they stop at the pain. They never get curious enough to uncover the lesson, to uncover what is going on there. They keep looping back in the pain. And that's where the growth stops, because you are stuck in the pain cycle, unable to see your way out of there. And your way out of there is finding the lesson, is finding the takeaway from that loop. I genuinely believe that one of the biggest reasons people stay stuck isn't because they don't want to change or they don't want change and transformation in their life, but it's because they unknowingly stay committed to being victims of their circumstances. Of course, victimhood is seductive. It feels very safe because it really protects us from discomfort. Because if it's everyone else's fault, then we never have to look within. Then we never have to change. Then what we do, what we are, doesn't influence our reality. So it's not my fault. They need to change. If it's your ex's fault, you don't have to look at your own anxious attachment. If it's the economy's fault, you don't have to look at your own money beliefs or your own skills. Or if it's your childhood's fault, you don't have to take responsibility for healing it. If it's bad luck, then you never have to question whether you're subconsciously expecting things to go wrong. Victimhood has one job, and that is to protect the ego. But its price is that it keeps you powerless. And what I realized that the moment that you decide that everything is happening in your life has something to teach you, you immediately take whatever is happening to you and you make that a lesson. Therefore, this immediately becomes empowering for you, because suddenly there's always something that you can do. There's always something that you can learn. There's always something that you can change. And that mentality that there's something that I can do about it is what changes everything, is what allows you to open up to the possibilities of a thing being different and you being able to do something about it. One of the biggest mindset shifts that I had was realizing that my reality isn't random, but it's a reflection. So my relationships reflect my beliefs about love. My behaviors reflect my subconscious programming. My results reflect my habits and my decisions. And my standards reflect my self-worth. And my circumstances reflect thousands of tiny choices, thousands of thoughts, and thousands of beliefs that are accumulated over time. And if my reality is then a reflection, then changing that reflection requires changing what is creating it. Not blaming the mirror, because that's what most people do. They stand in front of the mirror and they try to change their reflection instead of trying to change themselves, instead of trying to change the thing that is creating the reflection. They want different results while they are remaining the exact same person. But life does not work that way. If you want different results, you have to become someone who naturally creates different results. You have to become someone who creates the results that you want to create. And that starts with awareness. Awareness is always step one, and that is because you cannot heal, you cannot change, you cannot improve something that you're not aware of. So as soon as you put light into something, you see it. There's nowhere to go and escape it. So most people jump straight into affirmations or manifestation techniques without first asking themselves, what beliefs are currently running my life? What are the subconscious fears that are influencing as a result my decisions? What are the emotional wounds that are keeping me stuck? What behaviors are reinforcing my current reality? Because whether you realize it or not, your subconscious mind is constantly materializing what it believes that is safest and most familiar. That's why in love we attract people that are familiar to our family, even though that's not what we really want. You do not manifest what you consciously want. You always manifest what you subconsciously expect, what you subconsciously tolerate, and what you repeatedly reinforce. So that makes us realize that if your reality isn't matching your desires, there's almost always a gap between what you are consciously saying you want and what you subconsciously believe is possible or safe for you. So there is a gap between what you consciously saying that you want and what you subconsciously believe that is possible or safe for you. And that's why radical accountability matters so much, because it forces you to stop blaming your reality and instead makes you want to start understanding it. So what does change actually look like? For me, it looks like 5 stages. Stage 1 is awareness. Become radically honest with yourself. That means that you need to ask yourself, where in my life do I feel stuck? What patterns keep repeating themselves? What results am I continuously creating again and again? What are the stories that I keep telling myself about why this is not possible for me? Asking these questions is going to allow you to get in that awareness, and awareness without any judgment is going to allow you to start healing. Because when you become aware of something and you instantly judge it and criticize it, it's like you do not accept it. And then if you do not accept it, you cannot go and change it. It's like you are pushing it away. Stage 2 is radical accountability. this is the point of this video. Radical accountability is so huge because so many people's growth journey stops here. And the reason why they stop is because they become aware of it, become aware of their patterns, their stories, their beliefs, but awareness is the easy part. The accountability part for those things is very, very uncomfortable. So instead of you asking your usual questions of why me, why is this happening, why are they doing this to me, this stage requires you to ask, what is my role in this? What is my part in this? What am I currently believing that is creating this? What am I currently behaving as that are reinforcing this outcome? What am I avoiding taking responsibility for? And where have I been giving my power away? And this is really not about putting the blame on yourself, taking responsibility in a shameful way, but this is really empowering yourself. Because if you understand that, whoa, I helped create this instantly gives you the solution that and the understanding that you can help change it. If you had the power to create it, you have the power to do something different, to create something different. Stage 3 is to identify the knowledge gap. So sometimes the reason you are stuck isn't because of the trauma, but it's simply that you don't know what you don't know. You don't know what you can do better. You don't know what is wrong with you. You don't know what you're doing wrong. So you keep acting from what you know to do. That makes us understand that you cannot expect yourself to achieve results that require skills or knowledge that you haven't yet developed. That means that if that knowledge and skill gap is there, that you for some reason has not been developed, is your responsibility to fill it. So it's finding out what is exactly missing. Maybe you need to learn about emotional regulation. Maybe you need to learn about more secure attachment, how they act, how they behave, what do they think. Maybe you need to learn more about communication skills, money management, nervous system regulation. Maybe you need to learn about business skills or boundaries or healthy relationship dynamics. Whatever it is that you desire, you're most likely having a knowledge gap of how a person that has achieved that behaves, thinks, and acts like. And this is a very important part and very important stage because healing isn't always emotional. Sometimes it's educational. It's not always an emotional gap and a trauma wound, but sometimes it's lack of knowledge of what to do better, what to do differently. Stage 4 is to rewire your subconscious mind. You can know exactly what to do and still feel incapable of doing it. Like you see yourself, like what you need to do, you understand, but you see yourself self-sabotaging yourself from doing that. That is because knowledge doesn't automatically translate into belief, doesn't automatically translate into action. So your subconscious mind has to believe that the result is safe, that the result is possible and that it's available for you. If your subconscious mind sees that, oh, this is what I need to do, I have the knowledge, but I don't think if I do it is going to be any different from what is now, or I don't feel like it's safe to do that, then you will not do it because you haven't convinced your subconscious mind that it's for your best interest. This is where practices like visualization, affirmations, identity work, nervous system regulation, subconscious programming, or different embodiment practices, or even emotional processing, they can become so incredibly powerful. And that is because if your subconscious identity is all about I'm unworthy, I'm unlucky, love is not safe, success is not available for me, then obviously your mind will continuously put you back towards familiar outcomes. It's going to self-sabotage and keep you stuck to where you feel normal and familiar around. Your subconscious mind will always prioritize familiarity over desire. Even if you desire the most healthy, loving relationship, if you do not feel that this is normal, familiar, and available for you, safe for you, your subconscious mind won't let you have it or attract it. And stage 5 is application. And this is the part that a lot of people don't want to hear about. Nothing changes if nothing changes. You can spend 10 years journaling, you can visualize every morning, you can repeat affirmations every single night. But if your behaviors don't change, neither will your life. So your subconscious mind is rewired through repetition and also through evidence. And you can create evidence by taking action. When you take a different action, you immediately give yourself evidence of you doing something different that you're used to. And you're getting an instant feedback of getting a result that is also different from what you're used to. That includes having difficult conversations, setting boundaries, going on dates, starting that business, applying for that opportunity, being vulnerable, showing up consistently, and doing the uncomfortable thing repeatedly. Action really creates evidence. And as a result, evidence is going to create new beliefs. And that new belief is going to create a new identity, and that new identity is what is going to create a new reality. So these are some mindset shifts that completely change the way that I see and I approach personal growth. First one is that I stopped asking, why is this happening to me? Instead, I always start asking, what is this here to teach me? What is this reflecting back to me? And what part of me needs attention right now? I can tell you for sure that life becomes infinitely more empowering when you become curious instead of catastrophic. When you are catastrophizing something, you become very narrow-minded. You're like, no, this is the end of the world. This is what's gonna happen. This is what's gonna happen. And you see limitations, fears, and the worst possible outcomes. But when you open up to the possibility that this is here for a good reason, this is here to teach me something, it opens you up to the possibilities of this being here for an improvement of your life instead of ruining your life. Point 2 is that you need to understand that your circumstances are not your identity. So something that is happening to you does not define who you are. So failing doesn't make you a failure. Being rejected doesn't make you unlovable. Being single doesn't make you unwanted. Your circumstances are simply current information about your current beliefs, current fears, current behaviors. They're really not an identity. They're not who you are, and they do not define your worth. And also, they do not define your future. The third point is that you need to stop outsourcing your power. So most people spend their entire lives waiting for different parents, different timing, different opportunities, different people, different circumstances. Meanwhile, the one thing that they're refusing to change is themselves. They want their whole reality to change, the whole environment to change and adapt for them, but they do not want to change and move an inch. So the greatest power you have is realizing that you're always the common denominator in your own life. If you take the patterns of your life, you're going to notice that it's not the people that are always necessarily the same in the circumstances. You're going to notice, if you notice a pattern of the same people, the same circumstances, there's one common denominator that keeps attracting them, and that is you. And that makes us want to ask why. The fourth point is to take radical responsibility without taking radical blame. And this is really important. I want you to be able to separate radical accountability from radical self-blame, because you need to be able to see that radical accountability is not self-punishment, is not to make you self-conscious and to feel guilty and shameful about yourself. It is there to give you self-leadership. It's saying to yourself that I may not have caused everything that happened to me, that everything that I've experienced, but I am responsible for what I choose to do with it. And the truth is, that means you, as a result, you're responsible for your healing. You're responsible for your life. You're responsible for the way that you deal with things and you respond to things. And no one else can do that work for you. Point 5 is to stop making your subconscious mind the enemy. We realize that your subconscious mind has so much power, and when people realize that, they start to think that the subconscious mind is the reason why you self-sabotage. This is the reason why you are suffering and you're doing things that you do not want to do. And that makes us villainize the subconscious mind. When we understand though that subconscious mind is not there to try to sabotage you and ruin your life, but it's trying to protect you instead. So this makes us realize that if you're stuck, you can ask yourself, what is this part of me trying to protect me from? When you heal that, you stop your subconscious mind from acting in that way, because behind every limiting belief is usually a protective mechanism that once helped you survive, that once ensured your safety. Your job is not to fight that and to fight yourself, but is to understand yourself and to understand why you believe that belief. Is that true? And is it serving you? How can you change that? And point 6 is that growth begins the moment that your excuses end. And I know that this one is a very uncomfortable, just like this whole video. It's something that you really don't want to hear, and it's not comfortable for your ear, but the truth is that your future doesn't care about your excuses. Your future only responds to who you become, to who you identify as. You don't become confident by waiting to feel confident. You become confident by consistently behaving like someone who trusts themselves. You don't become secure by waiting to feel secure. You become secure by repeatedly choosing secure behaviors, by repeatedly seeing yourself as someone who is secure, identifying as someone, and therefore behaving as someone. Ironically, radical accountability is one of the most compassionate things that you can ever do for yourself, because even though victimhood might feel safer in the moment, it keeps you protected from the big bad accountability, the big bad like fear of taking responsibility and the burden of that, but it quietly convinces you that your life is outside of your control. It's not in your power, but instead radical accountability will remind you that your power has been with you all along. And the goal, as I said, is not to blame yourself for everything that has happened in your life. Obviously not, but the goal is to stop giving everything and everyone else more power over your life than you have given yourself. Giving circumstances, environment, people, friends, family more power over your life than you allow to give to yourself. You say that, oh, these people decided for me. That means that you see yourself as someone unable instantly to decide for yourself. You need to remember this, that awareness creates clarity. Radical accountability is what is going to create power. Getting more knowledge is what is going to create more possibilities. When you subconsciously rewire, is going to create the beliefs, and the action is what is going to create the evidence. And as a result, the evidence is going to create new results. Your life changes the moment that you stop asking, why is this happening to me? And you start asking, who do I need to become to create something different, to experience something different, to live differently? The change is not gonna come, it is not gonna begin when your circumstances are going to change. You cannot wait for reality to change for the change to come. You need to create that change inside of you. That change begins when you begin to change. Alright, so that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for being here. If you have any questions, or if you want to work with me, you can always reach out for me on my Instagram and even on the link below. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.